If people feel safe to try things, those are the instincts that I find the most exciting. Once you make it safe to fail, you make it safe to succeed.
Previous workshops to this, our focus was very much on the script and on the score. Now, for this workshop, we're trying to take it to the physical level. So this is bringing in Jillian Keiley, our director, and Garneau, our choreographer. There's a lot of massive, very, very complicated physical numbers in this show of people trying to transform everything into something else as quickly as possible. And so the choreographic nature of that is so specific and detailed. This workshop is to give them a chance to define that and figure it out so when we come to rehearsal proper, we're ready to go and we know exactly what it needs to be.
And I'd love to see that everybody is clear, like people except for Laurie and Charlotte, everybody else has to be gone. I love the movie, so I'd seen the movie first. And I love the story. This show that is about a rural community who doesn't think they're good enough, who feel like they're not sophisticated enough, they're not educated enough, they're not smart enough. And then this doctor comes and even though they're trying to impress him, he proves to them that they are smart and they are worth a doctor, which is actually a really real problem that a lot of places in Atlantic Canada have. So it's kind of very timely as well. I'll start the day with a meeting with Linda. Linda's the associate director and quite a brilliant movement director, choreographer.
We'd have to push it sooner. Get to fill it up.
My job is to collaborate with Jill to facilitate her vision.
We meet, we talk about some of the larger philosophies of the show, some of the jokes, things that we need to work on, actors who we need to coach in one way or the other. Timing, we talk about the music, the integration of movement.
Learning how I can infuse movement or sharpen the storytelling with movement, with rhythm. Try things, see what works, what feels right.
There's a lot of freedom when you're in a workshop. You can test something out.
Let's play. Let's make it safe to make a mess.
And then if it doesn't work, it's no big deal. We go and try again. When you're in a rehearsal, you have to be a little bit more sure because you don't have a lot of time to try it and fail. The workshops helped us see the path forward.
The work of this is to almost look like it was not choreographed. The teamwork of everybody that's part of this town, together they have fashioned their own choreography. Place can be interpreted as a rhythm. And also music is a wonderful snapshot of place. Even people's problems and the things we try and solve together, they have a pulse, they have a certain imprint you try your best to capture.
We finally found a time when everybody was available to get together for these weeks to do this workshop, and everybody got together and then immediately got COVID. So everybody went immediately back into isolation, and we lost essentially a week. But we were able to be creative and somewhat productive online as well.
We went viral early.
I've worked with Alan a little bit over the years, and of course we know each other for our whole lives. He's such a pleasure to work with. He's just so creative and so alive that he brings out the best in me, brings out the best in everybody.
What I'm finding the most challenging so far is the whole notion of not defaulting to what I normally do when I sing songs.
The Alan you see on stage is the Alan who has lunch with me, who plays in his band, and who is on stage here. What's clever about it is that it's this personality with a very difficult secret.
In our mind's eye, Frank has always been Alan. There are definitely some differences. Alan's not a pathological liar or willing to deceive the truth at all costs. But they both have an enormous sense of joy and a real appreciation for place, a real appreciation for community and the value of that. And they both unite people through song.
A sense of celebration fills the air. Every son, every daughter, every husband, every wife joins the congregation. You can feel it come to life.
He's always charming, he's always generous, he's always funny, he's always humble. That's why he's such a gifted artist. People feel loved by him. People go to school for a long time to try to get what he's got.
Working with Alan has been wonderful. He's got so much energy, so much creativity there that it's just directing that. One of the perceptions of dance is that it's so divorced from what we normally do. My job is to have people really realize you already are dancing when it's positioned in a way that it already feels accessible, that it already feels celebratory. It's very easy to choreograph.
Thank God we had a workshop so I could, at least get the fear of God out of me before we actually start rehearsals.
He's a natural, by the way, a complete natural.
Oh my God.
Keep the dream alive.
I'm very happy to work with these extraordinary actors and these extraordinary personalities. They're fantastic personalities, every single one of them.
We have an extraordinary cast of Tell Tale Harbour. Not only do we have Alan Doyle leading the way, but we've got incredible veterans like Alison Wooldridge, who's making her debut here at the festival, but whose life in the theatre has been incredible. We've also got amazing veterans of the festival like Charlotte Moore coming back, and Marlene O'Brien, Cam McDuffie.
Cameron McDuffie is extraordinarily good, and Steve Guy McGraw. I don't even want to force Steve to not be Steve. I hired Steve because I want Steve.
Here, nobody's gonna fall.
Jacob McInnes, extraordinary personality, so funny. I'm not going to say, oh, well, this character wouldn't tell that joke. This character is who you are. And so I'm very keen to see what everybody brings.
We're also welcoming some incredible new people like Michelle Bardach, who plays Kathleen, and Jalen Barnes, who's playing Dr. Chris.
I play Kathleen, an independent, intelligent woman who loves botany. She's back in her hometown where she grew up, not really by choice. All she really wants in life is people to be truthful and real. Kathleen still has this other flavor that I also have within me, where she's not afraid to speak her mind. She gets into it with Frank a bit in this show, and they kind of like come to fisticuffs, not literally, but so I have that in me as well. I can get kind of spicy every now and then.
Nothing's gonna stop the sun from shining.
Thanks, everyone. Michelle wanted to bring an Indigenous sensibility to it, which made a ton of sense to me.
Jill has given me an open invitation to bring as much of my indigeneity into Kathleen as I want or don't want, and I don't think I've ever had that offered to me.
So I was very happy for her to bring that, and it's going to show up in the costume, and it's going to show up in how she approaches things and her philosophy around things, and I think that's so important.
I'm a Coast Salish Indigenous actress from the Squamish Nation. I'm a mixed race woman, and there's not a lot of roles written for specifically mixed race people. You're either this or you're that, so this is exciting for me.
The character that I play is Dr. Chris. He's from London, England. He's a doctor without borders, so he travels to places where people don't have access to medicine, and he offers his services.
He's been all over the world, so going to this strange place, it's only strange because people are acting like lunatics.
The workshop experience has been, honestly, very eye-opening. This is really a workshop in the sense where if I have an idea, it's just easy to feel comfortable to just express my ideas and feel heard. I've never been in an environment where a workshop feels like it's a collaboration. It's really pretty cool.
Nothing's gonna stop the sun from shining.
I've been singing these songs to myself in my basement since 2019. It's very satisfying to hear other people not just sing it, but to make it their own.
It's been an honor, and we get to sing such tight harmonies.
Yeah, that's crazy.
One of my favorite songs to do is Living a Lie, and the three of us just go ham, and we're belting out these like tight harmonies, and it's very satisfying.
For me, it's the song My Family. I feel like this is a song in the show where people, no matter where you are in your walk of life, this song is really it's so beautiful. It's gonna really touch their hearts. There's an Irish name for it, like a dirge, I think, that Kathleen gets to sing in this show. And it's, oh my God, it's so well written. It's the words and the melody, it literally makes me burst into tears. Like, I'm gonna need lots of rehearsal so that by the time we got onto stage, I'm not so in the feels that I can't sing the song. All the music in this show is really well written, but that one specifically really punches me in the heart in a good way.
I love watching a play that asks me to use my imagination. When you're watching a film and somebody says this is a dinner, then there's a picture of your dinner and you can kind of know what they mean. But if I hold a little box and I say this is your dinner, the audience is like, oh, I picture dinner. I know what it is. I know where that water is. I understand what that is. You start picturing it in your mind. I love watching people wake that part of themselves up.
I've never seen a play that Jill Keiley hasn't directed that didn't leave me feeling humble about what I bring as a director.
It's almost like you got to go see one of Jill's shows twice. You spend like one of the times listening to the play, but then you want to go back and look at how they actually did everything.
Mm-hmm.
Everything is of a piece. Everything is asking the audience to go one step further and believe. And they do.
5, 6, 7, 8.
There is no box yet. We're creating it, we are discovering it.
If you love going to see Alan in concert, you will love this show.
The themes of the show and what it's expressing, it's going to bring everyone together.
It feels very alive with potential.
The audience will finish the show being so proud of these characters.
The script is funny. We have talented cast members. We have frickin' Alan Doyle.
You know when you have a fresh tobogganing hill? The first time you go down, it's like a little slow, but you've got your designer, you've got your writers, then you add your actors, you got that extra weight. And then we add the crew. It gets thicker, it's more fun, it's more interesting, it's more dangerous. Then somebody goes, oh, let's put a ramp in. That's your audience. That's the most fun you can have.
Everybody sings on payday. Everybody sings on payday.
I love Michelle's entrance.
This crowd walks around while they're singing.
They don't just dance still
Have you
either.
ever heard the like of that?